We are Witches Who Podcast.
Hey, Dee.
Hey, Shelby.
Do you have a weird story for us?
I do. And unless, the audience says is metaphysical weird, I don't know. But now I'm thinking that I may need people, if you come visit us, you may need to sign a waiver.
Just like anyone?
Anyone. So I have one for you, Shelby, in my bag that you're signing, just like.
I mean, I'll sign it, whatever.
And that if you get hurt in our property by any wild animal.
What happened?
Okay, so
Did your cat attack somebody?
Just kidding. No, not even the cat.
Oh.
So my friend came to visit, and my husband, and all of you have heard, my husband's like the snake whisperer, the nature whisperer, all that. And he had gone to the store because he was going to grill and do barbecue and all that. And we were kind of kicking it, super chill. And suddenly I see my husband walked in. She didn't see him the way she was sitting and where I was. I had like clear view. He walks in with in one hand, one bag. And the other hand, he has a snake wrapped on his forearm, right? And I'm just like...
It's a wild snake he found in the yard.
He's, it's just like, hey, my buddy. And I'm like, oh my God. So I turned to my friend because I'm like, okay, I can't remember. Does she like snakes? Does she hate snakes? There's always like... There's very few people that are indifferent. They're like, hey, don't put it too close to me, but I'm cool. Other people are like, want to touch it. And people are like, no, they're the devil. Yeah. So I'm like, I can't remember. So she's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? She's like, I love snakes.
Oh, that's lucky.
I was like, I know. And she's like, I have a snake tattoo on my neck. And I was like, oh, you're right. I remember seeing that. So she gets up. So Mike, my husband, has the snake. And I'm just like, you know what? He looks a little agitated. I'm like, you need to put him out. And he's like, well, actually, he drove like probably about 2 blocks with it or 3 blocks with his hand, bringing it home because it was trying to kind of, he said it was confused trying to cross the street and he was scared that he was going to get hit. And the day before we abruptly stopped. We had gone to the store and he like braked and he's like, oh crap. And I'm thinking he forgot something at the store and he like backs up and he saw a snake that was run over. And so we always do a little prayer and wish him well, but we're always trying to rescue the snakes. Yeah. So he did that. And instead of like nudging the snake to cross the road, he decides that our property is the best property for the snakes. It is. They have a whole, we talk to the snakes, the whole thing. They're welcome. We name them. I don't know if they like it, but they have names. So he brought it and my friend like jumped, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. She likes it. I'm like, careful with the cat because the cat can go berserk sometimes. Yeah. So I'm like, he seems a little agitated. He's been maybe in your hand for too long. He's like, yeah, he bit me twice already.
What kind of snake is it? Just like
it was a gopher
snake. Yeah.
But it was, I think, like a 5-footer.
Holy crap, that's a big gopher snake.
Yeah, it was like really good size. And it's like all wrapped and I can see it in his forearm. And my husband's not like skinny arms. No. He has like nice forearms. So I was like, I just see it like squeezing and letting go. And I was like, I would not like to be manhandled either. Yeah. So I'm like, he's like, honey, I'm going to go put it outside. So my friend is like, oh my gosh, I love it. Girl, when I tell you. She goes and tries to touch it. No. It hisses and bites her.
Is she bleeding?
Yes.
No.
But she's like, it was my fault.
Okay, well.
Yes, it was, girl. Because she kind of like pulled her finger. She was like trying to pet him, I think. She's so sweet, But I'm like, okay, snake is already agitated.
It's wild.
And she's so sweet,
It's probably the first time it's ever been touched by a human.
I know. Well, snake was already manhandled by my husband.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He's
like,
So even though my husband said, I think this is the same guy that I saw before. He always thinks he sees the same snake. Well,
maybe.
And it could be.
My pet snake Fred when I was little.
That's true.
They'd remember, I'm telling you.
True. So, and she's like, it's not that bad. And I'm like, okay, do we need bandage? Do we need
urgent care?
Yeah, what is going on? So I'm like, okay, here's some alcohol wipes. Let's just put it, but clean it up. And we did. And she was fine. She's like, yeah, I think I pulled, like it bit her, and she was so fat. She ripped
got
it, so it got her like into little spots, like because it was like a snag.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it would have been clean if she would have just let it bite.
Yes,
That's a natural reflex. Yeah.
It is. And I was like, yeah, I know I felt that. So I was like,
yeah, she just put a sign up. I am not liable if you get bit by a snake on my property.
Don't touch the animal. Like,
don't feed the animal.
Don't feed the animal. So it was just, weird if you want to. It was like weird that now I need people to sign like a waiver when they come into my house. It's like, okay. You're not liable for any action you take.
Yes, this is your
fault. Our pet creature
sanctuary.
Yes,
our snake sanctuary.
Yeah, and Mike went and put it in a gopher hole, and it just went straight in. And
there you go.
Love it.
You're taking care of the gophers.
I know.
They're helping.
They are. But at the same time, I was thinking, he's like, I rescue, blah la 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 la, and I'm like, oh, how do you know? What if this guy was trying to get there?
Yeah, what if his family was on the other side of the road? You just kidnapped him.
Yes.
You kidnap snakes. That's what you do.
You are saving people. You're saving.
Do they need to be saved?
Here. I'm like, Michael, you sound like the government.
Oh my God.
You're trying to protect them.
Oh my God.
He's like, oh my gosh, don't say that. I'm like,
that's super funny.
I know, it's funny. But maybe it wasn't too weird, but it was kind of funny.
It's good.
I know.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I remember I think it was my first Reiki attunement. I've been thinking about that time a lot, where afterwards I was just like sitting down like somewhere by myself, and a red racer like came. They're so fast, came right up to me, looked me right in the eyes, and then went away. And I was like, like I was like so profound. I was like, oh my God, and they're so pretty. They're so cool.
They are.
I was like, what the heck does that mean? And it was so fun.
And it happens a lot when I've had like just either attunements or with just doing energy
so
work.
Curious.
They always like want to come. So they're always friendly. Like for me, it's not like I don't want to go touch them.
Yeah.
I like to keep my distance, but they come,
pretty
around.
Close,
Oh yeah. I was one time doing a reading, and I remember I had my client were doing virtual, and this snake, a red racer, just kind of comes so cool. And then pauses, like gets up a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny how they lift their heads up.
Yeah. I know. And then it's like they have little shoes and run because they don't slither like sideways. They just go
it's
straight
crazy.
line.
It's so weird.
I know. And I was like, hey, homie, all good.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's so funny.
We all live here.
Yeah.
Take care of us. We take care of you. I know. But anyway,
I love snakes. My husband hates snakes. Yeah. Like absolutely terrified. Like Indiana Jones terrified of snakes. Like I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure like something bad happened to him in a past life with snakes, because he hates them. Like doesn't matter, like we'll go the other direction. Like we're in Costa Rica and there's snakes everywhere in Costa Rica, and we're doing this like the guided walk through the jungle kind of thing. And he's just like, I hate bugs. Like I hate bugs. Like it just freaks me out that little tiny things can like kill you.
Yeah.
That they're poison. I can't handle it. Snakes, like I'd have a mutual understanding, like respect for snakes.
Yeah.
Some of them, they're small or whatever, but they're like, I don't know. I just feel like they're not as scary for some reason. So and spiders kill me. So I'm losing my shit because there's freaking spiders everywhere. He's losing his shit because there's snakes everywhere. And we're like, why are we even here?
I was going to say, why are you in
Why did we come here? It's ridiculous.
You would have been way better off in like a
oh my God,
cozy little Hawaiian, all-inclusive resort than in the jungle.
I know.
Or stay back in the resort, right?
I mean, it doesn't matter. There's snakes and stuff there. We saw more snakes at our Airbnb than we did in the freaking jungle. Whatever. I don't know.
I'm curious, and I'm going to segue for a second. Has he ever had a night terror with snakes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not cool, probably.
No, and I know it because he like holds it, like, like he picks them up and like throws it. Oh. And like I start asking questions. He had oh my God, actually, he had one the other night. It freaked me out really bad because our children are there, and I'm like, okay.
Is this the first one he's had since the babies were born?
Yeah. And so he gets up, and I know he's not awake because he has that glaze over, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, are you okay? Like I'm trying to like ask him enough questions to try to get him to wake up without like telling him to wake. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's really weird. And so he's like, I can't feel it. I'm like, what can't you feel? I was like, are you going to make any sudden movements? No. I just can't feel it. I'm like, okay. And then he like slowly gets up and is standing there. And he's like, I still can't feel it. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, hold on. and he just like goes to the bathroom. He doesn't go to the bathroom, just goes in there and then walks out, and he was awake by that point.
Oh.
And I'm like, are you okay? He goes, yeah. I'm like,
I just went pee. No.
yeah. I'm like, no, you didn't, but okay. Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
Wow.
oh my God, it freaked me out. I was like, uh-oh. Like, what's going to happen here?
I really, sorry that we're waiting for a second, but I really think, and this is just a theory, that probably his night terrors may shift now into,
curious.
you know, still may have them, but way more aware because he's such an involved father.
Yeah,
like
he is. Yeah.
As a father, like he's such a protector for his children that I think subconsciously something is
it's going
speaking
to dial
to
him back. Like instead of screaming and trying to murder everything, it'll be different.
No, of course.
Hopefully.
Of course.
I mean, so far, so good.
He tones down and then like your other baby like kicks in, right? It's just
Lane is woke up. He'll wake up. Have I told you this?
No.
He'll wake up and scream and then go back to sleep.
Oh, okay. Maybe
But his eyes aren't open though.
Oh.
So I'm like, what the heck
is it? Gas?
Is this?
Is it night terror?
Yeah. I'm like, oh no. Poor guy. Either way, poor guy.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Imagine camping with like if they both have it.
Oh
Let's
my
say just
God.
they both have it and you're all camping with them and they both get up, you know. You have this little 4-year-old and Christian going as well. And you're like,
me and poor Lola are just like, oh my God. What is going on?
It's like separate tents.
Oh my God. Yeah, seriously. Oh my gosh.
Funny.
So
okay,
funny.
so hi, I am Dee.
And I'm Shelby, and we are Witches Who Podcast.
Yes.
And what are we talking about today?
We're talking about, we're now in spring equinox. We're in the year of the fire horse, and we really want to talk about the imposter syndrome that we all have carried at one point and how to not take every year you're carrying it over. We all carry it over every year. And talking today, we're really just going to have a conversation about it and the experiences and how, as well, how we step away from that imposter syndrome and then how it comes and it goes, rather than a lot of people just make this an identity. And they're like, I can't do that because I suffer from imposter syndrome, or I'm too scared to do it because I have imposter syndrome. And it's just like, it's not who you are.
Yeah.
So we'll love for us to chat about that today. So I'm just going to do the quick little, I did the quick little Google search, right? Let's see what Wikipedia has to say, what it is. And then we'll just dive into the conversation. Okay. So according to social media, imposter syndrome is not social media, I'm sorry, to the World Wide Web, imposter syndrome is a psychological experience where individuals doubt their abilities and feel like frauds, despite evidence of their competence and success. It often leads to feelings of anxiety and self-doubt, making people believe they do not deserve their achievements. So a couple of things of like the feelings of fraudulence, right? Persistent self-doubt and abilities, fear of being exposed as a fraud. Like I'm not good enough. And that happens a lot because so many people are doing the same thing, right? It's like, well, so-and-so is doing it. We're going to dive right into that. But attributing success to luck or external factors rather than, I studied this long, or I know I earned this. And it impacts on higher likelihood of experiencing anxiety. The people that experience imposter syndrome and depression, they have lower self-esteem and job satisfaction, increased risk of burnout. So what can trigger this? Personality traits such as perfectionism and neuroticism, competitive environments, especially in academic and professional settings, systematic discrimination and bias, particularly affecting minorities. So those are... so those were the main, and then it talks about like management strategies, which we are going to talk about, but like acknowledging their accomplishments and capabilities, seek support from mentors or peers, and reframing that negative thoughts about their abilities.
Mindset,
and that mindset, it's huge. But how much just having conversations with, we've been in the same community, people like that we know together and we know apart, and having to work with like our clients, right? That is always like a common, a common thread of, I doubt myself. I'm not so sure if I'm not good enough. Or in the professional, like academics, like, I'm a professor, I'm going for tenure, but I don't have, whatever, this or that. And no wonder so-and-so got tenure before me because they had more achievements.
Totally.
And I think when we really doubt ourselves, that's when it hits us hard. And that's when we can make a choice.
Yeah.
Either be like, this is my identity. I'm always gonna have this anxiety. I'm gonna do the things, and we don't really see them succeed or really show up because we constantly work against ourselves, doubting ourselves.
Yeah.
Or either you work small, stay in your comfort zone, accept that quote unquote you're a fraud or an imposter because you're doing it and deep down you believe you don't, or you're constantly seeking validation for somebody else. And still, while the whole world is telling you how great you are and how valuable your gifts are, you still doubt. And it's that fear of like, oh my gosh, what? Like I'm going to be seen, as a fraud, but what if I fail?
Yeah.
Right. And it's so crazy to think that. I think it was in Switzerland that they encouraged them to fail. Or is it maybe Iceland? I can't remember, but it was Iceland, I think it was, or maybe Greenland. They encourage them to fail. It's like when you're growing up, you have to fail.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's,
how else do you learn?
I know.
Yeah, I think I have a lot of things to say about imposter syndrome, but I think it boils really far down. Like, okay, let me just start with this. I don't care who you are. You felt this, right? Like President Trump, I'm sure that's a bad example, but I guarantee you at some point in his life, he has felt imposter syndrome. And how arrogant and, whatever he is, I'm sure he has felt this before, right? It doesn't matter how educated you are. It doesn't matter how uneducated you are, right? Like everybody has felt some level of, am I good enough? Should I be doing this? Just doubt of anything. And it's how we view it, how we accept it, and how we move on. And it's one thing, like I have a client that like you might not even know you have imposter syndrome, or you might not even realize that like your self-doubt is a type of this, right? I have a client that is like a permanent student, which I think we should all, our entire lives, we should strive to learn and continue to learn. But after a couple of sessions, we really kind of started to break down what it is that she is so attached to learning. And like, it's not just like, it's not a curiosity, right? It's like, I have to learn this. I have to do this. And it came down to imposter syndrome. It came down to, I'm never going to be good enough because there's always more to learn. So who am I to be teaching other people? Or who am I to be sharing this because I don't know everything about it? Yeah. Like in a conversation I had yesterday with somebody that came to our event, we were talking about like our, women and like women in society and just like what feminine energy just in general, and like how there's this big movement now towards kind of stepping into your own and finding that balance between the energies and stuff like that. And we were talking about like that feminine energy and how we as women constantly are going back and forth with, oh, I want to be a homemaker. I want to be a good wife. I want to also, take care of my kids, and I want to, be a provider because that's what society is telling me to do. But that's not really our role, right? So then you start doubting yourself as just a woman in general. Okay, I can't be a good enough wife because I also have to go to this job and make money. Oh, I can't be a good enough mom because I also have to, go to this job and make money. I have to do all of these things. I have to be leadership, be on the PTA. I have to be, a boss at work, like all these things. And it leaves you feeling like you're not good enough anywhere, right? And then you start to doubt yourself, and then you spiral out of control. Right? Because you're like, I'm not good enough anywhere. Who is this? I'm not a good mom. I'm an imposter mom because I don't know enough about motherhood, or I'm an imposter at work because I'm underqualified or I'm not educated enough, blah, blah, blah. And so I was having that conversation yesterday with this woman. And then one of my clients, I started to make this like really interesting parallel between this person has to learn more because they cannot be okay with themselves where they're at. And this person over here is like, I'm a woman and I'm proud of that. And that's enough. Like, I don't know anything else about this person, but I would trust her. Like, you know what I mean? Absolutely. And so it kind of comes down to that energy that you put forward and that mindset forward of like, one, this is who I am and I'm okay here. And it's okay that I'm going to change my mind. Like, it's okay to learn and change your opinion, that nobody's going to think less of you. And if they do, they're not your people. F them, right? That was so professional. But there's also that part of like, is it stopping you from doing other things in your life? Is it holding you back from meeting certain goals or from just being happy, right? And I think that's where it comes down to that mindset. And there's so many different things that we can look at, but one of the most advice that I always give people is, one, there's never a right time for anything. Two, just do it scared. And I think that with imposter syndrome in general, it's so broad, right? It can really be applied to anxiety on any level. Like, and I really think it's mindset. And if you're doing something and you start to doubt yourself, just remember everybody is scared. And if you let fear hold you back, you'll never do anything. You'll never do anything. Yeah. And I mean, I can just go on and on about all this stuff. Like, so just chime in whenever.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. You know, like, so you're nailing it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so passionate about this because it's something that I've done a lot of research on. It's something that I've struggled with my whole life. I've struggled this way. And a big part of my leadership background is really supporting people through that. And I felt that way throughout my entire life. I mean, I was a really young woman in a leadership role for a long time. And I battled that every single day. So and I think it's also important to know that like anything that you do, like therapy or meditation, anything that you do, it's a temporary fix. Like you're never going to be healed. You're never going to be fixed. And I think that that's something that people are like, oh, I'm so tired of healing. Well, you're looking at it wrong. It's not, you're healing forever. Like but you don't have to look at it like you're healing. No, like you can still thrive and heal at the same time. You can, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so,
I love that. I remember when you posted that, it was like, I love that.
Yeah.
You know, because when are you thriving and you're always going to be healing. There's always going to be a little something.
Yeah.
And not being so hard on yourself on this process. And like I said, the mindset is something I as well, teach on and work with clients on perspective coaching. So just looking at things differently, because a lot of the times we're so stuck in that persona that we adopted, right? That we can't see the other side. And a couple of things that I kind of wanted to touch on based, where we are in the world right now. Especially I would love for both of us to share a little bit of like the experience we have, like you did with your client. I have a couple. But in the age that we are right now, 2026, I saw a post that really kind of like triggered me, not in a bad way, but it gave me like, oh yeah, this is like, this is very obvious, that it was not a positive post. They kind of tried to sway it, but it was along the lines of like, everyone and their mother is a healer nowadays. Everyone and their mother it's a tarot reader, a Reiki practitioner, a hypnosis, an astrologer, a human design. But the way this post was read, it was almost like mocking. So now, Mike, if somebody, it was done very strategic, because it didn't seem that was the intention. But I was like, there's no other way of I know somebody reads it how you're feeling, but I reread it and I wasn't upset or anything like that. But the way it was worded at the end, this person was trying to sell you like, you can stand out. Because
how do you stand out from the crowd? How do you stand
from the crowd? Yes. But I was like, okay, this, when somebody reads it, is going to hit that nerve of I'm an imposter and this person is going to help me not be an imposter.
Yeah, it's going to trigger that scarcity mindset.
So I was like, oh, yeah, Mike, you see, now in the age we are of social media, everybody's a celebrity. we all are here. You are on YouTube or, you know, in one of our, wherever you're listening to the podcast. When before we didn't get that, only celebrities and you know, everybody who had a platform was the person who was able to do that. Now,
to influence the masses. Now, you're right.
Everybody is. And I get that. And it can be something really good with it. Right?
Yeah. Choose to do good.
Yes, please. But when I read that, I was like, everybody and their mother, I'm like, and I just thought it was like the people out there that do have these gifts, that are naturals, that are attracting different crowds. Like they're not able, they may feel like, no, well, I have this tiny platform of 200 people or 80 people. I'm barely started. Like, and that person has a book and that person has, you know, sold out master class and and it can, like, it was me too as well. Like before, like back in like 2018, you know, but I'm thinking like, you know, I have had clients that are like, Dee, I can't wait to get to your caliber. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm like, no, and she's like, I'm like, have you seen my following? I don't have a strong following. I'm like, I just show up.
Exactly.
I'm like, I just show up and I treat everybody as if the world was listening, right? Like our
world is listening.
I know, you know, like if everybody in their homes are like, make sure to get internet because it's Thursday and the witches are about to come online. You know, we have, you know, 1,700 million followers. But I would hear this and I'm like, wait, let's see what make you say this.
Yes.
What about the other person you're seeing that you're like, that you're kind of grasp? Oh my gosh, I'm like, there's no gurus here.
Yeah.
You know, we can be inspired. They can trigger inspiration within us. But I just feel like there's so many right now that want to be tarot readers.
And I think like the age of social media, like you were saying earlier, has exasperated this, right? Because it's always like, oh my gosh, look at all these things that these people are doing. Like you look at my Instagram, heck yeah, it looks like I'm doing all these things and I'm busy all the time. Like, you know what I did this morning? I fed my kid a little bit of an avocado and that's my day. Like, you know what I mean? Yes, like, it's like, it's not like,
but you show up when you can show up.
But I show up, you know, and I think that when you look at social media, you think that these people are just like, you know, they have all figured out and they have all these things like, you know, like influencers and their houses are just perfect. I was like, you're seeing one corner of their house. Behind the camera, it's a mess. You know what I mean? Like you're seeing the best of these people, right? And I think that's something that you need to think about. Like, so whenever I find like media that's like real, I'm like, I'm following that girl because her kitchen's a disaster and that's real. I want to hear from her, you know, or whatever.
I'm sorry. And one of the things, and it's so funny because I was talking to my husband and our friend actually yesterday about successful people and how people would show up. I like to think that I'm very humble, you know, and try always to show up humble. I get sassy from time to time, you know, depending on the crowd. But once, when I have been approached a bunch of times, and recently at an event, I was approached by somebody who had like a lot of energy and they were talking and this and they're very excited. But I've been approached by people that just come in with this energy of like, look at me, I'm successful. You know, men and women. And they probably do. They have the beautiful partner. They have the beautiful home. They have the kids. They have the thing. And there's
like, no substance behind it.
Yes. But there's also like, I'm like, that is your form of success and it's beautiful.
That's a great point.
You know? And then my husband was laughing because I was like, and then I look at their hands. And they bite their nails. And they have, in Spanish, we call them dedos cabezones. So it's like bold hands, like a bold man's hands.
Interesting.
Because they're so like, and that is somebody who has massive anxiety. And and I get it. So I'm just like, okay, you're painting this picture, but why are you biting your hand? Like there's something.
And why is it so important to you that you have to build this image?
Yes.
I love what you just said too. Like that is your version of success. Cause I think that's a huge one too. And I talk about that a lot. Like what define success, right? And if you're putting yourself in competition with others, put yourself in competition with yourself.
Yeah.
And I think about where you were 10 years ago. You were like, I was talking to Taina about this the other day. Oh, sorry, is your name Taina? Don't be mad at me. We're talking about the other day of like, 5 years ago, I'm where I wanted to be. Like, so now what? Like now what? Because we're constantly trying, yes, you improve yourself constantly. Like that's our job, right? We're supposed to be wanting to improve ourselves all the time. But it's also okay to be where we're at and enjoy that period of your life too. So there's like a balance, I think, between like being proud and wanting to, achieve more, but also, and then that little part of imposter. Are you wanting to develop further like yourself, or are you like not good enough and I have to be better? You got to figure out what that is. And I think that's the key right there. Define success. Like, what does that look like for you? Is success to you having all the knowledge in the world? Then go learn everything. Is success for you having your home feel like a home? Because that's what success is to me. I want everybody that walks in my house to feel like they can kick their shoes off and go to the refrigerator and get a drink. You know what I mean? Like that is success. If I have created that, I don't need anything else in the world.
No, I completely understand that. And one of the things also with imposter syndrome that it just like stops you from doing something, right? It prevents you from showing up how you want to show up because you're scared that it's going to be judgment. They're going to judge you what you're doing. And everything kind of trickles down to safety, inner safety. We feel unsafe, and that's why I don't want to be seen.
If you can tell me who they are, I'll give you $1 million.
Oh, I know.
I don't have $1 million, so don't do that. But
yeah, well, it's like, right. Like if we dissected that, right?
Yeah.
They is the idea, the expectation we have on our heads.
Yes.
Literally, right? Because
you are they.
Yeah. You yourself are working against yourself because it's like, okay, I don't want to, I really want to go.
$1 million.
Oh, no. It's okay. We'll put it back into the podcast. We'll travel. So we like somebody who wants to go for, another position within their company, right? And they know they work hard, they know they deserve it. I'm going to go for it and this and that. And then little Joe over here on the side who hasn't been in the job for that long, gets the job. And it's like, wait, hold on. Once they're pissed, right? Yeah. And they're like, well, I'm probably not, this is somebody who went for the job, right? Yeah. I'm good. I'm going to go for it. And then it's like, no, they're pissed. Little Joe over here got it and this and that. And then they begin to doubt themselves. Wait, hold on. Maybe I didn't quite have everything. And then let's switch it to somebody who there's little Joe here who's going to go for the job. And you're like, well, little Joe came after me, but Joe has XYZ experience. I don't have that, but I have seniority and they really like me. I'm not sure if I should apply. And little Joe gets a job. Yeah. Because you didn't apply because you are working against yourself. And it's always that inner dialogue that you have that at one point in your life, somebody told you were not good enough. Yeah. And it make you feel really bad, really scared, unsafe. And that's where that starts. Yeah. But I have a lovely coworker and she is a phenomenal social worker. Phenomenal. And she tells me, and she shows up so beautifully too. You would never think that she had imposter syndrome. And she tells me often, she's like, oh no, Dee. She's like, I struggle with imposter syndrome. I'm like, you're such a badass. Yeah. Like you are doing it. You love it. Like you are just like nobody, like I look up to you. Like I want to be like you. And she's like, she's like, it's just something. I'm like, just trust yourself that you are good enough. She's like, I know. Yeah. And it comes, and she's a little older than me, but it can happen at any age. Oh yeah. It does not discriminate.
And it goes away and it comes back. And you know what I mean? It's like, I think one of them, and I think what we're doing right now is a huge way to battle it. I mean, if battle is probably the wrong word, but just to like the awareness, the talking about it, really, like, it really helps me, especially. But just talking about imposter syndrome and that, what it is for you, I think really helps other people's perspective and see like, oh, like this is normal. Yeah. And I think the first time that I really realized that I had it was I was having a conversation with one of my leaders when I was still in like the corporate world, and I was really wanting to move up and going for promotion and everything else. And one of my leaders really, like she's somebody I really looked up to. Like everything about her I loved. She was just so warm and just, she carried the role so well, and she was so supportive, and not in the supportive of a way that I'm going to do everything for you, but in a way of like, I'm going to show you, like, you're going to show yourself that you know how to do this way. Like, she was just incredible. Like I still like idolized this woman, and I was going through a really hard time, really wanting this promotion, but at home it was rough. You know, lots of grieving was happening. And we just had this conversation one day that she was just, it made me really see, she was going up for the next role too. And I was like, oh my God, no, please do not leave me. Like, you know, all that. But I really saw that the imposter syndrome for her, like we had a conversation about it. She was like, yeah, like I've been working with this company for how many years, 20 plus years. And I still don't feel like I'm ready for this role. And I'm like,
you're like, you're so ready.
Like, what? And then that like really clicked for me. Like, oh, you don't have to be freaking ready.
Yeah.
Like, are you really ever going to feel ready? Yeah. Like, and it's being able to see my leader be vulnerable in front of me, like clicked, and everything clicked in that moment where I was like, okay, like I'm allowed to be confident and also scared out of my mind. Like, you know, and it's funny because I think that moment really changed a lot of like how I carried myself too, because later on, like, I mean, nobody has ever said that I'm not confident. Like, I don't think anybody has ever been like, oh, Shelby's very, you know, I don't even know.
She doubts herself.
Yeah. I don't think anybody would ever say that about me. And I don't view myself like that at all.
Yeah.
And I remember I was one of my yoga teachers. She was like, I said something and she was just like, somebody needs to humble Shelby. And I was like, which is so funny because like I didn't mean it anything like that, but they've always viewed me as very like self-assured, very which I feel like
but not
most
arrogant.
Of the time
You're just self-assured in a way, and you want others.
I want others to feel that it's important.
Yeah,
like I don't want anybody to walk through life feeling like they're not good enough ever. Like, that's awful.
And you know what? That's why I say, go for it. And I learned this at a younger age too. What's the word that's going to happen? Worst that's going to happen. It's like, they're going to say no.
Yeah.
You can't have the promise. Now, you know, you know, okay, then maybe I should, venture somewhere else.
Yeah. That's what I've always
And it's
told
okay to
people,
grieve
too.
that part and be like pissed and sad and me, was it me? But then dust yourself and move on.
Yeah. The worst to say no, you say thank you and ask for feedback.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're going to learn from it. They're going to say no, and you're going to get some really good advice.
Yes. I remember one time I applied for a job and I thought I really wanted it.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. And I was a little bummed. And I think I was more crazy, not about the job, but about the pay. I was like, oh, this would be really nice. Blah, blah, blah.
You wanted it for the wrong reason.
Yes. And then she said, and I asked for feedback and she said, oh, the other person had like more of the qualifications that they wanted, which it was great. And she's like, it was basically that. Just like, otherwise it would have been like, she knew the programs that I would have had to learn. They were like ready to like teach me, but they had somebody can come already knowing all that, which was great. And I'm so happy I did not get that job. I was like, I was like, it was not
what did they
meant
say?
for me.
Like, we thank God for unanswered prayers.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, totally.
Yes. And a lot of the times I just think that when we don't get what we want, it's because what we need is coming. Yeah. It's always this or something better.
Oh, yeah. Who says that all the time?
Yes. I want this or something better.
I'm gonna get that tattooed somewhere.
Yeah, I know. This or something better. But it is important, I think, if somebody is out there and they're wanting to go for the job or go for something or try, do tarot, do cards, and they're already seeing TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, like all the platforms, there's people, if you just go scroll through TikTok, people, like I've seen live, it's fine. But your community, if you're showing up as if you were showing up for 100,000 for 5 people, in that same way, you're really having that energy exchange. They're going to feel you. They're going to tell other people about you. And then they're going to tell other people about you. And I think that's how kind of both of us have built our businesses.
Totally.
More word of mouth and be in social media and things like that.
I'd rather that. Like, social media is exhausting. Like, I wish it was the 80s.
Oh, I know.
And I could just not even have the internet.
You know? It would be, I'm glad I was at like at the tail then when I was in high school is when the internet kind of appeared when I was, I think, a senior, no, maybe a junior. And so for my high school years, there's no evidence of ever happening.
We didn't really have any of it. I mean, we had AOL Instant Messenger, and that was like the big thing for our little generation.
We had the chat
and
rooms,
MySpace,
and we had Tom at MySpace. He was our friend.
Tom.
I love it.
Always in your top 8.
I know, Mika, but I loved it that he, like, as soon as you became a member, he was your friend. Yeah. I always love that. Take that, Zuckerberg. Yeah. Facebook, I have to go find my friends.
Who owned MySpace before?
Tom. Well, I don't know. It was. I think he was a creator and owner, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he was like
that
your
was
friend.
The big thing. Was MySpace.
That was pretty cool.
But that was later. Like that was like,
a few years later.
I think Facebook came out. I was graduated.
Yeah,
by that point,
Facebook came out way later. Yeah, I remember being in San Francisco, and my cousin did. He does he helps startup companies that do online video games.
Oh, cool.
That's kind of what he does. And we went and visited him in San Francisco, and this is right before Facebook came out. And we went into the building where he was working, and he's like, oh yeah, those are some guys that are doing something called Facebook in there. And he's like, and they're so like, you cannot see in there and all that. They're like super weird about it.
Oh my God. Yeah. How crazy is that?
Wasn't it insane? And then I remember when it went, I was like, well, those guys that were in that room, then they moved to like a different location and then they blew up. But it was just so funny. I know. I was like, oh yeah, I guess.
I remember like when Facebook came out and we were like, this is never going to take off. MySpace is way better. Like never thinking. And then Instagram comes out. Oh, that's stupid. Who wants to just look at pictures?
I'm petitioning for MySpace to come back.
I loved it. It's still there, but it's like a music platform or something now. I don't know. We'll have to go on there and look because it's still there.
Dang. I wonder if I still remember my old login.
I know. I don't know if like the pages, like the profiles are still up, but like I remember, I don't know. I think it's still like
how funny.
Because I for some reason I feel like Justin Timberlake owned it for a second.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm gonna have to do some more research, but I'm pretty sure that happened.
Yeah, we all betrayed Tom once.
We're gonna bring back MySpace.
Yeah. Bring back MySpace.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Bring back MySpace.
But look I bet you those people that were, the Facebook engineers or whatever probably had imposter syndrome at one point.
Absolutely.
Never thinking Facebook was going to take off. MySpace was always going to be better.
Yeah.
And look at us now.
Yeah. Look at where we are. Yeah. So, if anybody out there.
They let that hold them back. Think of where we would be.
I know.
It might be a better time, but.
Yes. But if you want to do a YouTube video, just go do it. Yeah. The thing is, try. You won't know. What they say, don't knock until you try it. It's like same thing.
And it's
like,
the fear of being like viewed, right? Like, or how you're going to be received.
Yes.
Who cares?
I know. But that's the thing is the fear. I care how I'm viewed.
Okay.
And it's like, why?
I get that.
But why? Yeah. Why do you care?
And who do you care about? Like,
I know.
Like, I think that's also something too. Like, are you embarrassed of what you're doing? Like, not everybody's going to like what you're doing. Like I walk around like with my Stanley that has our little logo on it all the time. People are just like, what is that? Or people are going to comment on your Facebook post that they renounce you in the name of Jesus. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my gosh.
You're going to be like, you're going to get like, nobody's going to love what you're doing. Somebody out there, I was just telling my mom this, you're always going to receive hate. Like, so just do what you want.
Do it anyway.
Like, who cares? Are you afraid of how your family's going to view you? Oh, well.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Your mom, your dad, and like your grandparents. Like, I'm going to say something super screwed up right now. They're all going to die one day. And are you going to emerge at that point?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
also, thanks for listening. And don't forget to follow us on social media at witcheswhopodcast.
It's just like,
and I'm saying this with like love, and at the same time, if you're afraid of how your mom is going to perceive you because you want to go worship the devil, that's a different conversation.
I know.
Like, that's not what I'm saying here.
Yeah,
like,
that's not.
I'm saying, like, if you're wanting to express yourself and you're wanting to, I don't know, whatever it is.
If you were like, submissive your whole life and you finally want to express yourself, it's like talk to them, be vulnerable. You know, if you're your own persona now, it's okay to speak up.
Yeah. And I also think that like there's boundaries that need to be set with people too. Like, absolutely. Hey, like I love you, but I don't like the way you treat me here. Or hey, I love you, but like, this is who I am. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry.
I know.
But I'm going to love you anyways, right? Like, there's also this whole trend right now where it's like, oh, I'm going to like write off my family and not have relationships with them in the name of boundaries. Have you seen this? It's absolutely ridiculous. Like I have a disagreement with my mom about whatever, or like politics, right? Like somebody is super conservative and somebody's super liberal, and they can't they cannot be family members anymore. They're just totally completely separated or whatever. And it's like, why? Like, you're going to let something so freaking stupid get in the, sorry, it might not be stupid to you, but like, whatever it is, if it's getting in the way of your family, it's stupid to me. I'm sorry. Like, I'm allowed to be a completely different person than you and still love you. And I think that there's things that,
but there are families like that.
Yes,
I do
It's
awful. Have a friend who it's estranged from her family, not because of her. The family, they don't want to see them because they have different views. And she's like, it hurts me that they won't even attempt, like, you can a little
disagree with whatever it is and still like be a part of your family.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's the thing. Everybody's going to have their own opinion and their own view. We can't change that.
Yeah, you're right.
You just have to, if it's on your part, like you said, right, we're all going to pass at one time in transition. But if it's on like my part, that I'm just being stubborn and don't want to go have that conversation, then that's also on you, right?
Yeah.
But if you do go have that conversation and they're like, no, I don't care about it, or until you change your ways, then of course, right? And
you
it's
did
like,
your part.
you did your part, and that now you have to move on.
Yeah.
And you can still love them at a distance and things like that. But I think there's a lot now in social media, especially of like in the name of, and it's like I'm setting a boundary, and I'm like, you're being an ass. It's like, it's not. Don't hide behind all these
like
buzzwords.
Yeah, exactly.
The boundaries of self-care, of this, and I'm just like, okay, so you didn't go to your mother's funeral because it was your self-care.
Yeah.
I know I'm being judgy right now, but
know.
I'm just like,
that's a hard boundary you set there, my friend.
So it's just like these, it's like, take a moment. In order for us to be able to show up, we have to take a really good look into, our light and our greatness, our love and our shadow and our ego, and just really be true in order to be able to show up authentic. Because if you're not looking at those parts, and I have met so many people that are like love and light and this and that, and then they're like gossiping. Oh my gosh, do you hear that girl? Blah, blah, blah.
Totally.
And this and that. Didn't you like this? And I'm like,
human.
What is going on? Yes, of course. And we are. But I see it a lot in religion, where people are all about their religion, and then they're talking like behind people's back, or just being very rude.
My husband always says like the biggest sin is gluttony, right?
Oh yeah.
So you're going to tell me that you're going to tell me how to live my life, but you just ate like 7 muffins, right? Like, whatever. But like gluttony is like one of the biggest like points of hypocrisy in religion. It's so interesting to me. On not just food, but I just in everything. But like, okay, you're gluttonous because you have a ton of money. Give it away.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like there's so much like, quote unquote sin. How do we get all the way over here?
I don't know. But we need to reel it back in. But just, if you ever experience imposter syndrome, or you're going through it, or you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds like something like, know that you can get rid of it. Yeah. And it'll come and go. And when it comes, just don't feed it.
Yeah.
Don't feed too much.
Just remember this podcast and be like, okay, I'm feeling it. I'm going to release it. I'm aware that I'm feeling it. And I'm going to do the thing anyways.
Absolutely.
And you're going to call one of us, because we've got tools for you. Which, actually, before we sign out, I wanted to share something that I like to do when I'm feeling doubt and the imposter syndrome setting in. So I know I talked about it last episode, but I'm just now emerging out of my little baby bubble a little bit more, and starting up my businesses again. And I've stepped away from the photography game for about a year, a little over a year. And I was heavy into it. I mean, I was a wedding photographer, and I had weddings constantly, like every single weekend, and family shoot. Like, I was heavy into the game, and I loved every minute of it. And I stepped away to pursue other things, and now I'm getting back into it. Well, now I'm on the internet, of course, and I'm like reposting and like publishing, because I was really bad at social media before. All my work has always been word of mouth, so I'm like really bad about advertising myself and stuff like that. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna restart. So I need to do this again. It's a new age, kind of. And so I'm like posting, and I'm like looking at all these other people. And I'm like telling myself, oh my God, there's like millions of photographers in the world. Like, who am I? Like, nobody's gonna book with me. It's just in our own little town, there's like hundreds of them, and our town's not that big, and blah blah blah. Like all those things you can tell yourself, like, oh, I'm not as good as this person, and then whatever. And then I got and so I'm letting imposter syndrome settle in. Of like, I'm not good enough. And then I start to think to myself, no, I am good enough. I've been doing this for 15 years. I have all of the skills. I have a degree, blah, 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 blah. And I still don't feel good enough, right? Like, I have an associate's degree in digital imaging on top of my bachelor's in leadership. But like, if anybody's qualified, it's me. Like, you know what I mean? And so it's like, why am I letting this get to me? And I'm just not to say like, you don't need anything. You have an artist's eye. That's enough. You have a freaking Polaroid camera. That's enough. Yeah. Like, so why am I letting all of myself get in the way? And so I sat with it for a while, and it really came down to, self-doubt of like it was more of the anxiety of what is this going to look like? How is this going to work for me? Instead of just letting the creativity flow. So I know what you're going to say, or what you're thinking I'm going to tell you to do is create a spell or a ritual of release. I'm not going to tell you to do that. I'm going to tell you to create a ritual and a spell, not for release, but for you have to break it down. You got to get more specific. For creativity. I want you to ignite creativity. I don't want you to release the self-doubt, because the self-doubt's going to keep coming back no matter what. You're going to be releasing spells constantly anyways. Like, always, you need to energetically remove all the junk anyways all the time, and that's going to go with it. But if you can ignite your curiosity and your creative side, that's naturally going to get rid of this imposter syndrome. So here's my advice to you. Do a little bit of body work around that creative center, around the solar plexus and around the sacral chakra. So really creating fire there. And whether that's like Sufi grinds, that's like, hip motions, get out of your body, or get into your body, get out of your head and just create. Like, don't even, like, if you're like, for me, I just want to go shoot, and I just want to go and what really sparked this back again is I took the most, and I'm going to sound arrogant right now. I took the most incredible photos of my kids, and they're so good. They're so beautiful. And yes, they're my children, so obviously I'm biased, but the lighting is perfect. The textures are perfect. The composition is everything about these they're just so well done. And I'm so proud of them. I'm proud of my children, but I'm also proud of the images that I created, and I re-inspired myself. I didn't go solicit. I didn't go try to sell it. I didn't go try to, you know what I mean?
I just try to go into a workshop to be re-inspired.
Yes, exactly. I'm not paying $100 to go, get re-inspired and spark on creativity. No, I'm just going to go create. So if you're, even, and that applies to everything. It's even if you're not in a creative job or position or whatever, creating something and igniting that energy is going to pull you out of that imposter syndrome. So if you're feeling it right now, go draw a picture, go take some photographs, go just look outside. And even if you don't have a camera, you don't even have a phone camera on your phone, whatever, but just go look through the artist's eye, right? Go journal, go do whatever. Find a little creative ritual for you. I'm not asking you to get rid of anything. I'm not asking you to, to create this entire evening of taking a bath with salt and all this crap. No, I'm asking you to literally just go create something. You could cook, go make something. What is the creative outlet that you have? And if you're like, I'm not creative, I'm not artsy. Creating isn't just art. Like, my husband says he's not artsy, but I think he just hasn't tapped into that side. But he has such a good eye for art. Like, he loves, like, everywhere we go, he buys his artwork somewhere. But it's like, for him, creating something might be going and creating whatever on his video games, or going and riding his dirt bike, because he's creating that energy, that curiosity of like, oh, what's over here? How fast can I drive this car? Whatever. Like, that is creating,
It is.
So go do that.
Oh, yes. I love that. I love how I'm gonna give you I just learned this, a Korean heart.
Oh yeah,
I just learned that yesterday.
I just saw
by
it
a
on the
millennial
internet.
friend. I was like, she's like, I'm like, you want money?
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
that's what. Yeah, I saw that on the internet, and I was like, what? What are they doing?
Oh, yeah, my niece also. She's doing this or with the hand, the
What is
fingers.
that?
I don't know, but it's like instead of like
snaps,
it's like this. I don't know what it came, and I thought the Korean heart was the same thing, but it's not. I don't know. I thought this is.
I thought it was money too.
Yeah, I'm all like,
why is everybody being?
I look at
greedy
my
these
husband
days?
and I'm like, hey, I'm kidding. I love everything you said, and I'm like, okay, I want to share what I do, which that I'm going to do more of. But I simply, sometimes it's hard to get out of it.
Yeah.
So I just dropped into breathing and gratitude.
Yeah.
For me.
It's like
but
the
I
expectation.
love, just like, I'm like, okay. And when I begin to feel better about what I have and, what I want in my life, and I begin to just kind of like see myself, like, track it down from, okay, I was feeling this, but this, what is the validation? How valid is this statement that my head is making? How true is it?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I replace it. It's like, oh, now I just see myself living it.
You're literally doing self-hypnosis. That's beautiful.
Well, thank you. Here, I see that's just kind of like, I've taken it from
That's
from
so
you.
cool.
And I'm just, kind of feel, and then I drop into a lot of gratitude and I just feel really good and all that. And I'm like, I can always try again. I can always try again and do it. And if it doesn't work, I'll be picked up. If I fail, I'll just get up and I'll just get up. But I really love what you just gave all our listeners.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is so important because creativity is like when you're bored, go do something.
Yes.
It's like the same thing. It's like you're not bored, you're uninspired.
You're uninspired, yeah.
So I thank you for that. That was so good. I hope everybody really enjoyed this episode and takes on what Shelby shared, because it's just so beautiful. Like, let's not let that voice in your head, and name the voice too. I would say, give it a name, whatever name you want to give it.
Cecilia.
And that's it. And address, I know. And then, is that yours?
It is now.
And address it and tell her, or tell it or him or whatever name you give it to. It's just like, not right now, Cecilia. I'm going to go right.
Hey, maybe that's my alter ego's name.
Maybe it is. When you said that, it popped. I was like, is that the alter ego?
Finally we named her.
Yay! But don't doubt yourself. You are way too gifted, way too powerful, just way too valuable in this life to be wasting. Like when Dyer said, right, don't die with your music inside.
Yeah.
So I would say just, why not? If other people are doing it, why not you? And I think that's one of the things that has worked for me. Then I'm like, why not me? Even like I've talked to you about it. It's like, why not us? Just make money out of this podcast and people, listen all over and want to sponsor us. Like, other people are doing it. Why not us?
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
Right?
And I think too, like if anybody's like listening or following us and they're like, gosh, I want to get where they are, you can be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But like, let us and be that inspiration for you. Like you just, what did we do? We bought some gear on Amazon and just started going.
Oh yeah. If you're seeing us on YouTube, we're non-fancy. We do not have, we have two lights and we're using one because Shelby suddenly just became a big,
I don't know what happened.
She was a whole shadow. But we just decided to do it.
Yeah.
And in a recent event that we had, a woman came up and I was checking her in and she's like, oh, I did recognize you from YouTube. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome.
Yeah, like what?
Like, yay, they do
one
listen
person
to
validated our entire existence.
Yes.
Like,
well, I was like, oh,
this is why we're doing it.
They do listen and they do watch. Yay. Because it happens. But we're still going to show up as if, again, everybody and their mother, as they say, are listening, waiting for Thursday because the witches are speaking. Yeah. So,
and when we get to that point, we're still going to think that we aren't there.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yes. And we're just going to show up and really, so all of you can keep us accountable if one day you see us on the street and we're snobby or something.
Yeah.
Those were probably our clones. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Don't trust those.
Don't trust those.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we'll let this episode go.
Yeah. We can go on forever.
But I know. But it's so good to be back.
I know. It feels
it's so good to be back. So thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Please don't forget to send us your spooky stories, your weird stories, because every 10 episodes we have. I know we read some of those.
Episode 2.
I know we're episode 2. So we have only a few more episodes to go. So please send us your stories to witcheswhopodcast@gmail.com. Yep. And you see, we don't have even a fancy email.
Yeah, it's just Gmail.
So it's just
free.
Gmail. And it's, cost effective here. And Patreon. So only $5 a month. And wait, didn't you have a spiritual junk drawer that already started on the 24th?
Yes. Yeah, it happened last week. It's on the 24th.
Okay.
Yes. So thank you. It's on our Patreon. So if you're not on our Patreon, go join. It's over, but you can still access the whole thing if you join our Patreon, or you can just purchase it if you don't want to be on our membership. So it was 5 days back-to-back hypnosis. And this would be, if you're struggling with imposter syndrome, it's a great way to start. So go check it out. It's a hypnosis journey. I don't know if I said that, but
yeah. Oh, okay.
5-day hypnosis journey.
Okay. I couldn't remember what it was called. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, everyone. Well, we'll see you on the medias, or we will see you next week. All right. Till next time. Besitos. Bye.
Peace.
Thanks for listening. And don't forget to follow us on social media @witcheswhopodcast.